Hi, welcome back. This is your monthly tarot reading, July 2026, for Scorpio. This is for your sun, moon, and rising. So let's take a look at your recent past just to see where you've come from. Okay, we have the Emperor card here. That was a major arcana card. So there was either a life lesson that you needed to learn in the recent past, maybe with a father figure, or someone that was in charge, maybe your boss, or maybe this is just you, being someone who is very, I'm going to say, structured, determined, can be fiery, very passionate. That's the Emperor, and the Emperor is the father figure of the deck, represented by the sign of Aries. Okay, your first card for the first 2 weeks of July is the King of Swords. Now, the King of Swords, again, been through a lot of ups and downs in life when it comes to either communication issues or truth or intellect. The King of Swords can also represent like a type of judgment, um, you know, using that sword and you know, slicing things up if they're not the way they should be. So, the King of Swords, I'm going to say at the end of the day, he's a truth seeker, right? That's what that sword is all about. There's protection involved in there as well. Okay. Next card we have is the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is about walking away from a relationship, something emotional in nature. That could be a friendship, a partnership, or an actual, marriage or coworkers. And lastly, we have the Six of Pentacles, and that's all about give and take. Okay, so what's come in, you're giving back out again. It's almost, I almost want to say like karmic. Um, so what's the first 2 weeks of July letting us know? Well, that is, let's see here. So okay, so there's some truth that's going to be revealed, and that's the mission of the king, right? The king is going to reveal that truth. It gets to the bottom of it. And that's going to cause you to walk away from this relationship that you're in. Again, not necessarily partnership, could be friendship, could be coworker, whatever the case is. And you're going to walk towards maybe a relationship or something that's a little bit more give and take, more of a 50-50 balance, as opposed to maybe you are being taken advantage of. That's what it kind of seems to me. Okay. Next, last 2 weeks of July, we have the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is all about being successful at your career or your work or something that brings in money. And it's usually represented by a single person and someone who has enough money to buy the materialistic things that they want, not necessarily need. So they like to splurge and they have enough money to do it. Then we have the Nine of Swords, which is about worry, anxiety, and sleepless nights. And then we have the Sun, which is all about happiness and joy and warmth. It could also represent like a new beginning. Um, okay, so the last 2 weeks, what are they trying to tell us? So obviously you're successful at what you're doing. I think what's happening here is it's kind of piggybacking. So you're now, going from a give and take coming from a give and take relationship, and it's working really well for you. Um, and it becomes like an abundance thing, and it's not a one-way street. It's more than one way. Um, However, there is something that's there's an underlying worry that's happening, and maybe because you're overspending on these materialistic things that you want instead of need. But again, don't go nuts about worrying about it. I would say just maybe retract and hold back on what your spending habits, because the sun is shining, and this is your second major arcana card. Um, there's a lot of joy and a lot of happiness, I think, coming your way towards the end of July, and it's great. I love it. All right. Remember that this is a general collective reading, so some things may or may not resonate with you. Always take the things that do. Let me know in the comments section what does resonate with you. And don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and share the video. And until next month, shine your light.